Hello everyone! So here is the video for the clay and the clay molds from Stampin' Up. Alright, so the clay comes in a packet like this. It's pretty big. There's all, I don't know how well you can tell, but, and I'm not going to pull it all out because I just want to leave it in here, but from about here to here is just full of clay. Nice, right? That's a good packet of clay right there. Alright, and I'm just going to take a little ball about this size and just a sheet of copy paper and a piece of wax paper and one of the new ink colors, Strawberry Slush, a re-inker, and I'm just going to put one drop. Now this is just for a piece of clay this big. You don't really need a lot. Alright, so first off, I'm just going to kind of take it and do that. I'm going to take my little piece of clay and put it in there like that. And I'm going to roll it a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to take another piece of wax paper. I hope you could hear that, what I just said. It's just another piece of wax paper. And I'm just going to start kind of smooshing that clay into the re-inker, because I want to just do as much as I can. I want to leave as much on it as I can without getting my fingers too messy, because I'm going to. You can see it's messy from having done one of these earlier. Alright, now put it back on there a little bit. I'm going to flip it and kind of just smoosh it in there some more. And like I said, you're going to get messy. So now I'm going to just pick it up and I'm just going to make a mess out of myself. You're just going to kind of work it and just, it's going to get a little sticky at first, but once that re-inker gets in there, it's not going to be as much of a mess. It'll start getting a little bit better. But you're really just going to want to play with it, knead it a little bit, and get that re-inker into the depths of it all the way through. Now, if you want to do sort of a tie-dye effect, I don't know how well that's showing up on camera, let's see. Can't really tell, and I don't really want to mess with my camera right now because I don't want to get any re-inker on there, but let's see if we can get closer. You'll see when you do it, it's going to look a little tie-dyed at first, and just keep kneading it, keep playing with it, keep rolling it around in your fingers. If there's some left and you want to add it, go for that. Use up all your ink. It's just one drop and it's made that much color. Alright, and pick it up from here too. And just keep kneading it in there. Okay, so now they suggested, I saw a suggestion that you use plastic gloves when you do this, but when I did it, it got irreversibly stuck to the plastic glove. I could not pull it off of that at all. I couldn't. I mean, the glove, to the point that the gloves actually got stuck together and I just had to kind of tear them off my hands and toss them because it just wouldn't come out. Alright, so my clay is perfectly colored now. There's no more work I need to do with it there. Alright, so just set that aside. And you get these two clay molds. Alright, so there are some buttons and then there are some flower embellishments that you can do. I am going to do this flower right now. Alright, so you just take it in to whichever one you want and press it in. And now you can use your silicone sheet or the wax paper. And again, you just kind of want to keep a piece of scrap paper or something so that you don't get it all over your work surface. Alright, so press it in really well. And then just put it down over top of that wax paper. And I'm sorry, I know I'm shaking my camera a little bit here. I'm making all kinds of noise over here. Alright, and make it flat. Just flatten it out. You should be able to get it flattened out so that you'll actually be able to see the outline of the flower. Because you could if you want to. I'm not going to, but you see how you can see the outline of the flower through that. You could remove all this excess right now if you want to, but I prefer not to because I like to have a little something to grab onto when I try and remove it from here. Alright, so the next step is just to put it in your freezer for, I think the last one I did, I put it in for maybe a half an hour. So do that for a half an hour to an hour maybe. As long as when you pull it out the clay is kind of chilly to the touch, it should work out fine. So I'm going to do that and I'll come back when I'm cooled off. So now while that is cooling down right now, I wanted to kind of give you guys a little idea of what I use to store my buttons and my flower embellishments from my clay molds in. I just use an old recycled, this one is an Elements Cute Clips container. So if you keep these, it's a good place to store all of yours. As you can see, I store all mine in here. That way I can put it up in my caddy with the rest of my buttons and embellishments and call it a day. It's there for me when I need it. I don't have to kind of keep them sitting somewhere else. I just put them in something, and it's a good way to recycle old materials from your Stampin' Up stuff. Okay, so I pulled this out of the freezer, and I'm just gonna squeeze it. And as you see, when you squeeze it, it separates from the mold. Okay, I'm gonna kind of bend it back a little bit, and see, now this is why I wanted to leave a little bit hanging off the sides, so that I could just kind of pull it away from the mold. And there you go. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to take some of my Dazzling Diamonds and a spoon. And you really don't need to use a whole lot of Dazzling Diamonds for this. And you can leave it just like this, maybe about that much, probably less than that. I just kind of shake a little bit over top of my flower. That's it. I'm just going to take some of my cutter bee scissors and I'm going to trim around this edge close to the flower. And hopefully you guys can see that. Alright, so just really gently, really carefully, just trim. This is how that looks now. Really beautiful, right? That's it. It's got that nice little shiny detail with the Dazzling Diamonds and the beautiful pink color using the Strawberry Slush reinker. And again, it was just one drop for this. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you have fun. I hope I gave you sort of a good idea of how to make this, and you can make your own and just have fun with them. I really love the clay. At first I was a little concerned because it was a little difficult, as you saw with my previous attempts. Now that I know how to work with it, I'm thrilled. I love this. I love being able to do my own embellishments, and fingers crossed, maybe in the future they'll make even more molds for us to work with. Or maybe even color the clay themselves, and we'll be able to buy it that way. I don't know. I have no idea. I wish I were on the inside with that kind of knowledge with Miss Shelley, but I'm not. As for now, I will be patiently waiting what they hold in the future for us. And I hope you had fun. Until next time, happy stampin'!